The secret of box 5. Ugh, the damn box seat and Madame Giry. I'll tell you something. It's not in the book, though. 2 footnotes. As time went by, the managers gradually acclimated to running the opera house. What was his voice again?
The Phantom. What a tenacious, terrible monster he is. Does he have any idea how much box 5 would earn us each day?
Of course he knows, and he wants 240,000 francs on top of that. I don't know why everyone loves Frank, but Jesus, everyone wants it. It makes me angry the more I think about it.
The bouquet case. The Viscount. Nagging about Christine Daae. How did we inherit such a mess right from the start?
Remy, are there any new letters addressed to us today?
Yeah, on the desk.
So many letters.
What is this? Investigate what's happening. Another letter. Alright. There's nothing. So we can just... What is... It's just trash.
Richard, if you're going to compose, and clean once in a while.
Okay. Compose. Remy loves to work. I too have trophies and a lot of them. Please call me only when it's absolutely necessary. Remy's like, please, leave me alone.
Marchand, take a look at this envelope.
Let's see, the signature's in red. How curious.
Haven't you seen something like this before?
Wait a minute. This crude and terrible handwriting. It looks like the same handwriting from the Phantom's contract.
So, what does the letter say?
Let me read it.
Oh, yeah. They're very small. Disagreeable. Defy. Avoid confrontation.
No! What in heaven's name does it say?
I was too fast. I was too fast and furious. Ah. Oy, that was close. And the last one, there we go. Little promise. Hello? Yeah, okay. Dear managers, I must apologize for this untimely intrusion upon the busiest time of your careers. I am well aware... I'm well aware... What the heck? I am well aware... Why can I not say aware? Aware of the measures you've taken on behalf of those members of the opera whom you have deemed to be worthy in talent and potential. I'm not referring here to the likes of Miss Charlotta Alonso with her inane voice, Miss Sorelli Dupont, who places far too much confidence in her looks to justify her foolhardy behavior, or Mrs. Yames Petit, who skips about like a wild calf in the plains. Today's not working, oh god. Like a wild calf in the plains, okay. Nor am I referring to Miss Christine Daae, who has yet to be assigned a leading role since her divine performance at the farewell party. I mean, the managers want a name and not someone who's good, because I think the Charlotta lady, who was supposed to play Margaret, has a very famous name. Everyone knows who she is, and that's why people come just to see her. And it's like, I mean, I get it because money, but at the same time, it's like, give the people a chance that don't have a name yet to themselves. I do applaud your efforts to continue providing a role for her on the stage, however. Moreover, I would please ask that you continue to leave my box unreserved at all times. Recently, I suffered the most disagreeable experience of seeing someone sitting in my box. It is not my intention to lodge a complaint with you gentlemen. However, when I made inquiries about the latest developments with Mr. Debienne and Mr. Poligny, both of whom have been most cautious, the gentlemen insisted that they gave you sufficient explanation about this insignificant little phantom. Did he visit them? Like, they're finally out of the opera house, away from the phantom, and then he comes to visit them. It's like, hey, your new people, the new managers are not doing what you did, and I'm not liking it. They're like, we're sorry, please just leave me alone. I just wanna, oh God. My only regret is that you have dared to defy me despite having reviewed the terms of contract that I sent you. Therefore, please allow me to put it bluntly. If you wish to avoid any confrontation with me throughout your tenure at the Opera House, do not allow anyone else to set foot in my box again. Should you honor this minor promise, I am sure that we will be the most excellent friends in the years to come. The Phantom of the Opera. Well, how nice of him. At least he sends a second warning, right? He's not like, oh, you defied me once, I'm gonna kill everything.
What? Is this some kind of prank?
Look at this. It even came with a bit of a newspaper.
What outrageous thing does it say on there?
Dear Phantom of the Opera, this is from Debian and Poligny. This is clearly the fault of R&M. We've warned the two from the start. We've also delivered your contract to them. Best wishes.
Well, damn.
R&M? Richard, mon charmant? Why did they write your name first?
Who cares?
Those two are real jokers, aren't they?
Why would my name come after yours? And what do I like compared to you? Forget it. I've had quite enough of pranks for now.
I doubt Mr. Bien and Mr. Poligny had any ill intent against us when they pulled this prank. We'll just have to dully return a prank with a prank, don't you think?
Yes, indeed. That's quite an idea. Remy!
Are you not coming? I shall go. Hurry up. I don't see any footnotes yet.
How may I help you, sir? Is box 5 on the Grand Tier available tonight?
Yes, sir. It is.
Very good. Please reserve the box seat under the names of Mr. Debian and Mr. Poligny.
Oh, wow. What a bunch of assholes. I will do this.
It's time to show those two that there are no such things as phantoms.
Looks like those two have too much time on their hands now that they've retired.
Did you read how the Phantom describes Mrs. Sorelli and Mrs. Alonso? What an insanely rude fiend!
Come to think of the farewell party, I suppose those two were interested in Christine Daae.
I suppose she's a young, pretty little thing with no one to turn to.
Aha!
Did you get a brilliant idea or something?
Remember what we were talking about outside?
You are a genius when it comes to this sort of thing.
That Swedish country bumpkin will be the end of our pride and profits. We have to compel that Miss Nobody to walk out on her own.
If we fire her, the Viscount will get himself involved.
You're right. Getting the Chagny family involved would only complicate things for us.
Well,
but then, how should we begin?
Well, we need to use her weakness against her.
Oh, man. A few more days passed. What in the world is going on? Christine has been playing only the smallest parts for days now, and she still appears as tired as ever. Those managers clearly did not listen to me. The Abercrombie. But why are there so many people here? Heaven's sake, I suffered a near heart attack. Do you have any idea how much we pay to watch the opera? Calm down, please. Don't make such a commotion.
Who's responsible for this? I must see the managers.
Did something happen in the middle of the performance? Oh god, I hope Christine wasn't involved in any way. I must go and find out what happened. Whee! Let's go find out what happened. It's all very noisy with what happened yesterday. My cover's blown! What happened? Eclair. Okay. Eclair is a French confectionery, a long shore filled with cream. What the fuck is a long shore? Filled with cream and covered in chocolate. The first eclair was made in the 1850s. I love eclair. They're so good. Oh my god, it's so good. but it sucks to make it. It's so much work. It's just like, oh, it's not worth it. But there's no good eclair where I live, and I'm just so sad. Eclair also means lightning in French. There are several hypotheses for this. Ugh. Some say it was named lightning as the light reflects on the surface of eclair, and others say it's because it's so delicious that people eat it up at the speed of light. Okay. I'm having an eclair as I write this too. The gentle sweetness that fills the mouth is simply exquisite. Now that's what I call true art. Truly, yeah. Don't be confused about this. I replayed everything. That's why I also have only 9 hints on the left up instead of 12. I wanna get home. Farewell party's coming soon. I'm gonna go outside and check. I got a new PC to record on. And oh, hello. Ah, good afternoon. Could you possibly enlighten me as to what is going on right now? It appears as if there has been an accident. I wouldn't call it an accident, but there has been a bit of a commotion. Did this commotion happen during the performance? Oh, Christine, I hope no harm has come to you. It was nothing really. You know, box 5 on a Grand Tier. Well, we had guests show up there in the middle of the show. Well, Madame Giry was elsewhere. They attempted to watch a performance from box 5. Isn't that the same as stealing? Indeed it is. And as if sneaking into the box seat wasn't enough. As soon as they went in, they ran back out and called for the box keeper. Such strange behavior. Incomprehensible. Why would they ask for the box keeper? Who knows? I'm not sure what happened next. In any case, we had to escort them out because they kept on causing a ruckus. We even had to call the police and the firemen. I understand. I will ask the box keeper for further information. Yeah, I'm sure she's more familiar with what happened. Right. I'll go and check around for some footnotes. Alright, so I didn't find a note, but I found 2 box keepers. And like one is in a box hallway. And that would have been the first place I would have gone to. So I'm just gonna talk to her first and then see. There's no performance there. Okay, good. Because the other box keeper is at the stage. So let's see. Excuse me.
Have you come to ask me about your seat?
No, I want to know about what happened in box 5.
Oh, that. I've worked here for 10 years, but I've never seen anything like that. Madame Giry, who is the box keeper for box 5, was absent, so I was filling in for her. Suddenly all these people came out and looked for her. According to them, they heard a voice in the box seats, although there was no one there.
A voice when no one was there? Oh my god, scary. Wait a minute, wasn't that box reserved for the Phantom?
That's right. They say the voice said this seat is taken. So I went there to check for myself. But I didn't see a soul, much less hear a voice. When I asked Madame Giry about the incident when she returned...
What? Did I read it wrong or was it just wrong?
Anyways, I asked Madame Giry... I told Madame Giry about the accident when she returned, and she said the voice belonged to the Phantom of the Opera. Only Madame Giry dares to talk about the Phantom in such a manner.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Shh, the Phantom will hear you.
Do the managers know about this?
I'm sure they do, since the report has been filled. As for the details, you could go ask Madame Giry yourself.
Thank you. If they could hear the Phantom's voice during the performance, Christine must have been shivering in fear. Where can I meet this Madame Giry anyway? What was that Madame's name again? Okay, there's someone hiding over here. My cover's blown! Okay. So he ran out and then hid here. That's kind of funny. The police officer. Let's talk to the lady, to the madame. Excuse me, ma'am. Would you happen to know where I can meet Madame Giry?
Madame Giry? I'm Madame Giry, the person truly in charge of this opera house.
Oh, then would you happen to know about what happened at box 5?
Ah, yes, indeed. I was on my way to file a report.
It's my pleasure to meet you, Madame Giry. I'm Viscount Raoul de Chagny. If you're on your way to the manager's office, may I accompany you?
Why, of course.
Since the managers know about this incident, I may be able to find out more about it. Alright. I should see the managers first. I'm just gonna risk it and say there will be no footnotes about. So let's just go. Oh, everyone's gone. People just stood around here for a minute ago. Yes, yes. Do come in. Oi.
No, please see yourself out. Oh, for heaven's sake, damn it.
What's going on?
Viscount de Chagny, come on in. Remy, so is this the keeper for box 5? Sarah Giry, please call me Madame Giry. I don't know what voice I have. And, as you must be aware, I'm the mother of Meg Giry, the principal dancer.
God, voices.
I've never heard...
Give me a second.
I've never heard of this Meg Giry.
Explain what happened yesterday. God damn it, my clock.
The report explicitly said the Phantom of the Opera. I need to see a voice for her. About that, I was meaning to meet you as soon as possible to explain the situation. I wanted to save you the trouble that Mrs. Devienne and Mr. Poligny had to endure at the Phantom's hands, you see.
Why does she have the same voice as the dude?
They did not listen to me either at first.
That's not the problem here. The voice from yesterday evening. What does that voice have to do with the Phantom?
What happened yesterday happened because people disturbed the Phantom.
How?
Settle down, Richard. Why don't you start by telling us what you're thinking, madam?
Is there really a ghost in box 5?
It's really true. I've heard the voice many times before myself.
For your information, Mr. Moncharmin, Madame Giry is not known to be a liar. What I'm saying is that she's not the type to try and play a prank on you.
Then what did the Phantom say to you? He asked me for a little stool. A little stool? The Phantom must be quite short.
Please stop laughing, both of you.
Shall we all go and see box 5 right away then? I'll try to explain it as best as I can. Very well. Fine. Will you join us, Viscount de Chagny? The more witnesses, the better.
Of course. Christine warned me to never enter box 5. Certainly things will be fine. The Phantom won't dare to show itself to all these people. Once I hear about what Madame Giry has to say, I may find out whatever that Phantom may be. Ui, 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 ui. Footnote. Nice. Sarah Giry. This is information about a fictional character. Sarah Giry, or Sarah Giry, it's not Sarah, that's German. Sarah Giry was Sarah Giry was a well-known person at the opera house. I think they meant was once. Okay. She was often referred to as the person in charge of the opera house, as she was well respected by everyone at the opera house with her confident and warm personality. Sarah Giry herself loved the nickname. When Sarah Giry's husband, who was involved in the advent of commune, was killed by the French army, she put all her efforts into raising her only daughter, so much so that her daughter Meg Giry felt a lot of pressure. Everyone thought it was unusual for McGiddy to dance as the principal dancer, as her dancing skills were known to be awful. However, it makes sense, as Madame Giry probably would have taken measures behind the stage. Wait, actually this should make sense. Is this not illegal? Well, I think there's a word for this. Vetternwirtschaft in German, but I don't know how you say it in English. I forgot. In any case, nobody at the theater explicitly raised an objection to Meg's tenure as principal dancer. That's how trusted and beloved Madame Giry was at the opera. It's just getting rid of that. Alright, they're outside there, waiting for us. So, excuse me, madam. Everyone knows the way to box 5. Or should I show you the way?
This happened in the box that I'm responsible for. So it's my responsibility to guide you and explain to you about what happened. The Phantom of the Opera. That damn Phantom.
Very well. Lead the way. I'll see that little stool the Phantom asked for.
If we're lucky, we might even get to meet him.
Whee! Off to go. Has Madame Giry really met the Phantom? I should follow and hear what she has to say for now. I should follow them. Well, we can. I think we got all the footnotes. I think it's just 2, if I remember correctly. I didn't have the chance before, but today I shall check every inch of the box seat.
Well, now stop getting distracted and get in there. You'll miss my story if you lag behind. Alright then, let's hear this damn story of yours.
And now everyone died. It's a chance to inspect the box seats. I don't see anything extraordinary about the box seats. About this one. So,
so this is box 5, currently under my care. Any questions?
She must know many things. She's in charge of box 5. So this is that blasted box seat. Who cares about some phantom? It's my first time coming to the box seats outside of work. What kind of wood is this made from? I'm feeling a bit dizzy. It's made of fine material. As a matter of fact, I would like to ask you a few things, madam.
Ask away.
If the Phantom required a small stool, are they a child or a woman?
No, the Phantom is an actual adult male.
I thought she said actual male. God. How would you know that?
Because it was clearly a man's voice that I heard. Yes, yes. And a very rich...
I can't read today. What is happening?
And a very rich and sweet voice. One day, I heard someone knocking on the door of box 5, so I went inside to see who was there, but to my surprise, there was no one. Well, of course, there was no one there. But then it happened. Madame Giry, I'm sorry to trouble you, but could you please bring me a little stool? Don't be frightened. I'm the Phantom of the Opera. The voice was so soft and gentle that my fears subsided. Okay, so then what happened next? I'll tell you this with certainty, gentlemen. The voice's owner must have been sitting on the comfortable chair on the left in the first row. The voice was coming from where you're standing right now, Viscount.
Wait, so there was no body, only a voice? This is like...
Sure, there must be something wrong with that lady's head.
I thought you would say hearing, because I must agree. So what did you do?
I brought him a stool. And ever since then, the Phantom has given me a coin as a tip every day. Sometimes, when I hadn't come in a while, he would even give me a note. Hang on, old lady. We're almost having the same voice. If the voice from last evening is the Phantom's, are you saying a disembodied voice has been tipping you? What? Oh, the lady! How rude! The money was always placed on this table. Heavens, how is that even possible? One time, he even left a box of my favorite English sweets. Oh,
Did she just spit?
what a cat ghost the Phantom is.
Oh, please.
Oh, please, a kind ghost? What other evidence do you have that you're not just imagining things?
Ui, 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 ui. Okay, so... Let's find out. Mr. Manchemin, does that answer your questions? I've heard the Madame story, but I'm still...
Miss Count de Chagny, please hold on a moment. You heard the woman, right? At this rate, Madame Giry could offer up this opera house and oral authority to the Phantom in wholesale.
You're right about that. I don't want to see Madame Giry work here ever again.
Oh my god.
Remy, Madame Giry no longer has a position at this opera house as of today. Please duly relay the information to the madam.
But... never mind. Understood, Mr. Richard.
Very well, Madame Giry. Off you go then.
Then goodbye, gentlemen.
Hang on. A pleasant voice seemingly coming out of nowhere. That reminds me of the voice I heard in Christine's dressing room.
Let's head back, Richard. And Viscount de Chagny, come with us if you still have business to settle with us.
Where he waltzes out of there. I feel so bad for the madam, as well as Miss Giry. Very well, I still have much to say. I find it crazy that no one is like thinking, oh, could there be hidden compartments in this box, maybe? Because, like, before I think, oh, there's a ghost in the opera house or like a phantom, I would probably just check for hidden doors and stuff. And I know that they're not easy to find because they're, well, hidden. But I would still try before I'm like, ooh, a ghost.
How could we ever entrust the box seats to someone lured by the phantom?
Richard, something about this just does not feel right. How about we take another look at box 5?
No, thank you. The more interest I take in that thing, the more displeased I become. We did discover some important information, did we not? Remy, get in touch with Mr. Mifro.
Ui, ui, ui. Ha, da ist er wieder. I mean, ha, there he is. Hello, Mr. Commissary.
Hello, any good news? We believe we found the culprit behind Mr. Bouquet's murder.
Well, I appreciate you making my job easy, but this could make the police look incompetent. Really? Who's the culprit?
It's none other than Madame Giry. She was ordered by the so-called Phantom to commit the murder on his behalf.
What was the motive for the murder? You two must be correct. A few coins and some English sweets are such a strong motive. That explains all the violent crimes out there.
Of course not.
This old lady? Come on, dude. I mean, not that looks can be deceiving, but she doesn't gain anything by killing the dude. But he will explain us, like Kogoro Mori always explains his cases and then Conan has to step in. Okay.
The Phantom was trying to set an example for us by having the lady kill someone important, like the stage manager.
My goodness, what flawless deduction. No, it's not flawless. There are a lot of flaws because he could have just done it himself instead of asking someone else to do it. So, do we just need to arrest Madame Giry now? But you haven't been able to uncover who the Phantom is when he's the one who supposedly gave these orders. Absolutely right.
Is that so important here? It's crystal clear who committed the murder.
How? How is it crystal clear?
Madame Giry would do anything for the Phantom, so what would keep her from committing murder for him too?
Moral? Everything, maybe? How would she do that?
We tried to come up with reasons to get her fired from the opera house. And this one surely sounds more plausible than the Christine Daae conspiracy theory.
Wait, When you say the Christine Day conspiracy theory, are you trying to get Christine fired from the opera house?
What business is this of yours, Viscount? Ah, Remy, see the Viscount out!
You're attempting to force me out now? I beg your pardon, Viscount. Allow me to escort you outside.
So long, Viscount de Chagny. Ah, it's so nice to see the back of that troublemaker.
But I did not like the way he looked at us just now. What does the Viscount think of us?
Viscount, please wait. What a nice little pet. What? Wait. Oh, is he talking about Mr. Remy? My apologies, Viscount. Obviously, I don't like this one bit, but I have no choice but to follow my orders. Orders, you say? It's most probably because they were discussing something they would rather I didn't overhear. I need to hear from you, Remy. What are the managers up to? I apologize, but I'm at no liberty to say. People such as I must do as we are told to make a living. As you wish. Continue to let the managers control you forever then. After Christine is fired, you could be next. What will you say then? Surely, you've never had such concerns, Viscount. Madame Giry does seem suspicious, but there's no definite evidence or motive for murder. Is she really... If she really did commit murder, just for a handful of coins, she would indeed be a heinous villain. But no person in their right mind would do such a terrible thing for such paltry sums. The real culprit must be someone else, whether it's the Phantom of the Opera or another employee at the Opera House. Since they framed Madame Giry, surely they could do the same to Christine. I mustn't allow them to embroil Christine in the murder case. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh no, 94. What? Why? I got both. Why is it 94%? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We'll figure that out. But first, there's nothing. Footnotes and here the people. So. The managers of the Opera House. Yes, the relationship here. The secret 5. The managers believed the words of the Phantom was simply their predecessors pulling a prank on them. The managers do not believe the story of Box 5 and the Phantom of the Opera. The managers do not believe Madame Giry's account of the Phantom and go as far as to fire her. The managers are displeased with Christine and plot to make her resign. The managers see Raoul as a troublemaker. Okay. Madame Giry has heard from the Phantom of the Opera before and abides by his orders. Raoul does not take the Phantom of the Opera seriously, even after his visit to Box 5 and listening to Madame Giry. Raoul is infuriated by the unjust actions of the managers. I'm infuriated! The Phantom seems displeased that the managers ignored his demands. Alright, I will go back and check this. Because I don't know why is this 94%. That's so weird. I will just check this. And yeah. Okay, is there... I didn't even know there was mirrors in the box seats. It's made of fine material. People are quite familiar with the Phantom. Ah. Okay. Mr. Richard, while I too find the Madame's accounts far too incredible to believe...
What? I, Madame Giry, would never lie.
Then give us proof that people other than you saw the Phantom.
I'm sure you also made up the story about those other people from yesterday. Then would you believe me if I told you about Mr. Poligny's experience? What? Poligny? Are you talking about Mr. Poligny, the former manager? Hey, MazM.
Also,
MazM, isn't Poligny a friend of the Phantom?
That's right. The two former managers are most definitely hiding something from us. We must make Madame Giry admit what that is. Well then, Madame, tell us about Mr. Poligny. To make this simple, you two had better learn to comply as Miss Poligny did, Mister.
What?
Comply with whom? The Phantom, of course. Yes, it was 9 years ago, in the winter of 1871. I still remember it clearly as day. Mr. Poligny got a particularly strong inkling to watch the show from box 5 that night. It was the first time Madame Moreau was immensely successful, you see.
Oh, I remember. I think I dragged this fellow to one of those performances.
Yes, you're such a great friend. A great friend indeed.
Anyway, what happened to Mr. Poligny?
It happened in the middle of the opera. I was watching Mr. Poligny from the corner of an empty box next to him, when he suddenly sprang up and stumbled about with his face completely frozen.
My goodness.
So I whispered to him and asked if he was alright.
Oh, damn.
But Mr. Poligny was as pale as death, mumbling something I couldn't understand. If I remember correctly, his mumbling sounded like, "Don't breathe in."
Ooh.
Perhaps he was practicing how to hold his breath in the box seat.
Did he see the Phantom?
So, what does this have to do with the Phantom?
Mr. Poligny barely made it down the stairs. It was as if he was sleepwalking in a nightmare. It was as if he didn't even know where he was going.
So was Mr. Poligny possessed by a ghost or something?
Well, I'm not sure about that. But ever since that evening, Mr. Poligny began to comply with the Phantom's demands. Nobody has ever questioned the Phantom's claims over Box 5 again. Well, that's until you two sold Box 5 to the audience without so much as even consulting me.
It's completely our choice whether to sell the box seat or not.
The more I discover, the more questions I have.
So, do you find my story a bit more credible now? Of course, you could also ask Mr. Poligny or Mr. Debienne yourselves.
How?
Okay. Is my baby doing well? Oh, you mean your kid? I think so. I'm not sure. Okay, so... Can I talk to him again? No. Mr. Marchemin, does that answer your questions? I've heard the Madame's story, but I'm still...
Miss Count Chigny, hold on a moment.
Got the woman right. Alright, I think that's everything. So, we're gonna